This is the incredible Siwa Oasis of Western Egypt, the Sahara Desert. Hello there, salam alaikum, zaya, how's it going? So, this is the Siwa Oasis of Western Egypt in the Sahara Desert. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Currently about 84 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 29 degrees Celsius. It is hot. I am bicycling, as you can see, out of town to go visit a mountain that sounds very interesting. If you saw my other bicycle exploring video, I have a different bicycle this time, which is ever so slightly less of a piece of crap than the other one, but it's still pretty bad. But better than nothing. So this is my 4th full day in the Siwa Oasis. I had initially booked 5 nights at my hostel. And so today would have been the last day, but I extended for another 2 days. And we'll probably stay another 2 days here in the Siwa Oasis after that. But I'll see if I stay in the cheap little hostel room, which is an amazing deal, 13 bucks for a private room, bathroom outside. But it is clean, quiet, nice manager, good Wi-Fi, all around working. But I'll see, maybe splurge for my last 2 nights on a fancier hotel room. Whoa. Little traffic in Siwa. Oh, great. The chain just tried to lock up, but still working for now. Okay, so it is a 3-kilometer ride out of town. Man, you can hear that thing just sounds like it's ready to seize up or jump off the chain or whatever. Anytime could happen. We'll deal with it if it does. So 3 kilometers, 2 miles or so out to this mountain. Whoa. And then I'll be hiking around it. Okay, time to check the phone, figure out which way I need to go here. So as I bike along here, I thought that I would talk a little bit about the Siwa Oasis, some information, basic facts, useful tips, etc. for visiting here. So it is definitely one of my favorite places in the world, and probably my favorite place in Egypt. Now, of course, nothing compares to the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx. Gotta go there if you go to Egypt. It is a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience, which I have been lucky to experience twice, in 2009 and 2019. This time I decided to come to this part of Egypt because I had wanted to see the Siwa Oasis, and there are flights into Alexandria and out of Marsa Matruh. So I skipped Cairo altogether on this trip, flew into Alexandria, stayed there a few days, 3-hour taxi ride from there to Marsa Matruh on the Mediterranean Sea with gorgeous beaches, extremely touristy, but I presume mostly Egyptians. I don't know that I saw a single person standing out as a foreign tourist, or, you know, from whatever, Europe, US, Japan, etc. in Marsa Matruh. For some reason it is just totally not on the foreign travelers circuit, but it is absolutely worth a stop. And also then you break up the taxi ride, or however you get there, bus ride, shuttle ride, between there and here. If you come from Cairo, then it is an 8-hour drive, but if you take a bus, then it will be longer. Mostly just because they go slower. Not many stops, because there really isn't hardly anywhere to stop. But salam, shukran. Hello. So if you fly into Cairo, you can come here by bus. It's an overnight bus, or shell out for a taxi, and then of course you'll have to get back. So it is a long journey. So how I shortened it is flying into Alexandria and then to Marsa Matruh, then another taxi ride, 3.5 hours here, and then I have a flight out of Marsa Matruh, and so it will be just the taxi ride back to there from here. But I would definitely say it is worth the journey, however you choose to do it, just for being such a unique, interesting, peaceful place. So that's why I would say it's pretty much my favorite place that I have seen so far in Egypt, because it's a great place to hang out for a while with lots to explore. Nothing as phenomenal as the Great Pyramids, or in Luxor, the Valley of the Kings and the Queens. Those are certainly the most phenomenal places to see in Egypt, and you got to go there as well. But as far as an overall chill, hangout, interesting place that you might be compelled, man, I'm totally sucking up this guy's exhaust. Come on, pick up the speed. Why are we going the same speed here? We're in a car. Maybe I should pass him to get past the exhaust. Anyways, so maybe that is the mountain up ahead that I'm going to, not sure. But as I have shown in my previous videos and today and future videos, because I'll be here for a few more days, then there is really a lot to explore around here, and there's even much more than I have shown, because you can go on various tours, you know, Jeep or taxi or whatever, drive out into the desert, get deeper into the desert, sunrise excursions, and lots of other things. So it's somewhere you can really occupy your time for a while, and also just relax and enjoy it. But it is Egypt, and Egypt is a quite poor country, about on the level of India, I would say, as far as the infrastructure. As you can see here, just a lot of random garbage and abandoned this and that and crumbling old buildings, but there is charm to it. And along with that reality of the conditions of the country, you get super cheap prices. So as I said, private room for 13 bucks, or you can get a quite nice room for 30, 40, $50. And then food, you're looking at 5 to 10 bucks for a complete meal with, you know, a couple sides, a drink, no alcohol. I haven't inquired as to whether there might be a restaurant associated with a fancier hotel that might serve beer wine. Salam, hello. Salam alaikum. Shukran. Maybe there's somewhere that serves alcohol, but I kind of doubt it. And I searched for liquor store and nothing came up. So don't expect to kick back and drink a nice cold beer while you're here. But you can get lots of very delicious fresh juice. And my breakfast every morning has been a mango. A mango. Because they're huge and just super delicious. So I had one the first day and then just got hooked, and I've just had a mango every morning for breakfast so far. So yes, it is out of the way, but what that means is that it is more authentic. So before coming here, I thought it might be a little bit of like I showed in Cappadocia, Turkey, the town of Gurame, which is a really touristy scene. So I thought maybe Siwa was going to be a little more like that. But not at all. There are some tourists here, but very few. Mostly it is just the locals. Now, that could change in the next month or two because basically their tourist season is just starting because it is so brutally hot in the summer. And so my last recommendation here is to come when it is cooler. As I mentioned in a previous video a while ago, then I decided not to come to Egypt at that time because I was checking the weather and the temperatures were like 100 Fahrenheit up to 104, that's like 40 Celsius, just brutally hot. But the temperatures came down, so 84 Fahrenheit, that is also still pretty hot, but it's tolerable at least, and the evenings and nights are cool. But ideally I would say, hello! Come in November or March, and that should be perfect. Winters, I guess, can be a little chilly. I'm sure pleasant during the day, a bit cold at night. But definitely like October to March or April would be the best times to come here. Okay, I recognize this here. So this means that I am almost to the Cleopatra Spring, which is near the mountain. I think that is not going to be the mountain because I think that it's going to be farther than that. I'm not going to stop at the spring right now, but I will plan to stop at it on the way back, do another swim after my hiking around the mountain. Okay, up here, next junction I get to, time to check the phone again, see how close we are. So this is the mountain right near Cleopatra Spring, but my map is showing the destination location as being on the opposite side of it. So I'm not sure if that means I need to go around or if I can just get up there from here. Certainly seems like there should be a way to get up there from here and save a little bit of a bike ride. So let's poke around this sleepy village. See where there's a trail, hopefully, going up the mountain. That's gonna have to do. No bicycle lock. I asked him about it. He said, no need. Now, normally, then I actually travel with a bike lock, but I stopped bringing it because I don't use it very often, and it is, you know, a bit heavy. But that is a good one to have, not just for bicycles, but if you're staying in a hostel, then you can use the bike lock like a some kind of a cable type lock to lock your backpack to the bunk bed if there aren't big enough lockers to put your big backpack in it. And for traveling by train, for example in India, then you can lock it around your backpack. There are actually little sort of latches specifically for that purpose under the bottom bunk of the seat on Indian trains that you can lock your backpack or suitcase or whatever to. But I'm just gonna hope for the best there. Okay, so here we go, basically just wandering into the desert with no trail or anything, but it looks easy enough to get up over there, and then maybe I will see a more official trail or something this way. We'll find out. You really can't get lost here, especially being up high, seeing everything. So there is the temple that I visited in a previous video, where Alexander the Great was proclaimed the Pharaoh of Egypt in 331 BC. Wow, what a just bizarre, magical scene here. The oasis is so abrupt. The trees end, and that is it. I guess maybe there's more trees the other side. We shall find out, hopefully. But now I'm wishing, dang it, should have thought of this before leaving. Get the shirt wet, get the hat wet. That would be really helping me out right now. But we got the spring nearby. I have my sarong, going to throw that over my shoulders now. So I have a bottle of water in this insulated bottle that keeps it nice and cold, and decided that it was worth using up a little bit of it to get the shirt and hat wet. So I did it like this, so that pouring the water on the shirt then soaks into the hat. I also have a little box of juice and a little box of milk for keeping me hydrated. And there we go. That is definitely better. Out there you can see Salt Lake and the fort in the middle of Siwa there. Very, very curious to see the view on the other side there. Supposedly there are tons of caves on this mountain. Oh, we got one there, one there. Maybe there are a lot more on the other side, but before I go there, gotta check out this doorway. And look at this. This is Egypt. Writing on the wall looks like Arabic. No idea if that is modern graffiti or something much older. But to just come across a doorway carved into the rock, what do we have here? Whoa, whoa. I thought it might just be like a little indentation, nothing interesting, but this is looking interesting. Hello. Hello. Anybody there? Coming in. Wow, it's almost like a little temple with these columns. Crazy. To just be all on its own. My guess would be a tomb. Hello. Okay, so that's it. There, just carved out square cave there. Gotta be a tomb, it seems like, but still pretty cool for just randomly coming across. Okay, the moment of truth. What a view. Lots more green. And there is the other salt lake. Whoa. Phenomenal. Buildings. A road cutting right across the lake. I wonder if that could be the one going to Sahara Oasis, which is closed to foreigners. Okay, so what I read about this mountain was that it was just absolutely riddled with tombs and caves. So we've seen one. I forgot to check the other one, even though I walked right past it. So if I remember on the way down. But here it looks like a trail going up that way. That also looks a lot easier than that. So let's get up on top of this one. So I thought that I would answer a question sometimes asked, which is, why do I go out on my adventuring in the middle of the afternoon heat? Why not go earlier in the morning or in the evening? There is the expression, mad dogs and Englishmen in the midday sun. In other words, the locals know to stay out of the hottest part of the day, stay inside in the shade, relax, or maybe work inside or whatever, but don't be out in this direct, intense sunlight. So, several reasons. First, it is just not at all my routine to get up early. First of all, I just really don't enjoy waking up to an alarm being deep in sleep. I would have to set an alarm to get up, especially early, although sometimes I will randomly get up early, but it is just not part of my natural rhythm to wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning. I was on the computer last night until 1 in the morning, and that is pretty typical for me to shut things down and go to sleep at, 11:30, 12, 1, 2 in the morning. And so doing it in the morning is just not gonna work for me. Then when it comes to the evening, then the hottest part of the afternoon is 3 or 4, like right now. And so you would have to wait until a bit later, more like maybe 5 or even 6. The sun sets, I think, around 7 p.m. And so then you're working in low lighting. If you don't get out and explore until 6 o'clock, then you just have an hour or two of light left and low light. So it's not good for filming. And you're going to be limited, chasing the bit of light that is left and have a very short day to explore. And then finally, the afternoon is just when I'm ready to get out there and go do stuff and explore and see the places. And so it just all around works, and I'm not going to completely alter my lifestyle and my schedule and everything to try to get up early when I just don't like waking up super early. So that is the reason why. Yes, there is a bit of a downside of being in the heat, but I tolerate it and it works. Now, if it was extreme temperatures up in the above 100, 104, 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. This is turning out to be a bigger hike than I had thought. In that case, no. Don't be out doing this when it is above 100 degrees. Because that is, you know, getting downright risky. But that is why I put off my trip to Egypt and waited until it got a little more reasonable. Okay, hopefully this path is actually getting up there. But where are the caves? I wanted to see more caves. Oh, okay. I was about to get up on top of that. But there's the top marked by a pillar. Man, so Martian, these landscapes. So I thought that I would mention a couple of the downsides, the negatives of the Siwa Oasis. So I've already mentioned, hard to get here, long journey. It'll be really, really hot in the summer. But one of the main drawbacks is the flies and the mosquitoes. So another drawback is the limited restaurants. There are two main restaurants that my hostel manager recommended, and I have been going to both of them alternating nights and showing that at the end of the videos. Maybe there are some other restaurants. I haven't noticed any. I should look and see if there's something a little more local, but I would assume that the locals probably don't go out to eat a whole lot. Probably eating mostly with family, so not really their tradition to go out to eat. That is the case in many other Arab countries. Go to Oman, and not a lot of restaurants there either. But so lack of much choice with the restaurants. But one of the restaurants that I went to, then the mosquitoes are quite bad there. The other one, they aren't. One is more kind of open, exposed, and near the trees, and so the mosquitoes are really a factor. And then flies are really annoying here. So I don't know if there's a season in which there's less of the flies and mosquitoes, but that would definitely be a good time to be here. And then when I was checking hotels and reading reviews, then some people were saying it was quite cold in the winter. So North Africa is quite a ways north. It is like the northern part of the United States, even though we think of Africa as being all hot and desert and jungle, etc. But the winters do get chilly. I've been in Morocco in the winter, and it was quite chilly there. So something to think about. Certainly you can come here in January, and I'm sure that the days are pleasantly warmish, but then the evenings could be chilly and maybe cold nights. But that's pretty much it as far as any downsides. Overall, it is just a really, really unique, magical place. I mean, look at this view. Ooh. Boom. Another cave. So there is the one that I went in. There is the one that I forgot to check. Gotta get up there and check that one out. So what do we have here? Is this carved out or natural? Looks like this might actually just be natural. Okay, nothing much here. The other one definitely looks like it's going to be a lot more interesting. And look what we got here. A quarry. How old? Likely very old. Okay, where did that other tomb? There it is. All right, I'm very curious to see this one. Good thing that I climbed to the top of that mountain, or I wouldn't have known about this. Oh yeah, it has a slightly decorated entryway. Hello, hello, hey, coming through. Okay, now I'm trying to scare bears away. All right, what do we got here? Whoa. What is the deal with these? Bizarre. I would guess another tomb. Not sure what else it could be. I mean, maybe a living space, but that seems less likely. Or a temple. Those are kind of the three options. A tomb, I would say, is definitely most likely. Wow. When was this built? I'm going to guess likely the same time period as what I showed in a previous video at the Mountain of the Dead, which is straight out there. That mountain is truly riddled with tombs that were built as late as the 3rd century BC, after Alexander the Great conquered Egypt and it became Greek. But that is just a guess. Okay, well this has definitely been quite an experience, even though I'm a little disappointed that I didn't see more caves, considering the description of there being many. I've got to be missing something. The Mountain of the Dead, as I showed, just all over the place, in the ground, in the side of the mountain. Let's pop up here. Not seeing any more caves or tombs in there. What about over here? The desert begins and goes for a very, very long ways. If you're heading south, there is basically nothing in this whole southwestern corner of Egypt. No roads even. I think it must be just all lifeless desert. Pretty much nobody living there. And then you get to Sudan and various other countries in the Sahara Desert, and it's likely just more wide open desert after that. So this is like the last stop of life and civilization for hundreds, maybe thousands of miles that way. Okay, let's get back down the mountain. So it looks like this is the more official way to hike up the mountain. There it says Dakror Mountain, Arabic and then English. In the north part, an annual celebration of reconciliation is held, which is also called Siaha Festival. It is held during the full moon days in October. Interesting, so coming up. And so I can see the trail there. So I came around that corner up there. When I was going back down, I saw that trail that was going back down here. So I guess that is a more straightforward way, but you don't see the tombs along this way. Okay, it is definitely time for a swim. Let's hop in the Cleopatra pool. Oh yeah! The perfect antidote to a hot, dusty day of exploring in the deserts. And here's the Amun temple, about 3,000 years old. Look at these massive blocks. And up there, ancient Egyptian paintings and hieroglyphs. Walking like an Egyptian. So this is the Oracle Temple. I showed it in another video, so I think that I won't hike up there again. But it is very fascinating and very historical. Known as Amun Revelation Temple, this archaeological ruin dates back to the Pharaonic era, 26th dynasty, 663 to 535 BC. The visit by Alexander the Great in 331 BC gave it historical significance. So Alexander the Great founded Alexandria and then wandered across the desert, apparently following some birds, ended up here at the Siwa Oasis, came to this temple, and the priest ordained Alexander the Great as being the Pharaoh of Egypt. And that began the Greek rule of Egypt for the next 300 years until the Romans came, 30 BC, conquered Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, and then it became a Roman territory.